My next foolish idea simply. It definitely looks like a muscle car, but it isn't a muscle car. Slam it to the ground. Not this time, actually. And I will try to tell you why. Okay, let's take it for a drive. What's the idea behind owning a retro vehicle like this? Is this having any common sense, or is just a foolish idea? My next foolish idea simply. I'm thinking that not this time actually, and I will try to tell you why. So let's start our journey first. Okie dokie. So why to own a retro vehicle, classic car, let's say? Something in my opinion, classic car is something before 80s, like this one. It's 76, so it's already in this, let's say, classic vehicle period, vintage cars. And I would like to tell you why I actually felt the need of owning the retro vehicle. And it starts from the moment when I bought my Datsun, my 240Z, which is still not done actually. And it's already like 8 years since I started the project, so yeah, it's been a while. So I bought the 240Z, having in my mind that I will simply modify it. I will put the RB25 or something like that and make it really powerful, a performance machine. So I bought the car and I was on the way back from Warsaw to Płock, so it's only like 100 kilometers trip. And during that trip I really fell in love in what was left from the Datsun back then, because it was full of rust. It has a roll cage, and without the roll cage it will probably fall apart. And I fell in love in the sensation of driving the classic vehicle. And back then I have the idea to actually put the white body kit and drop it on the floor, you know, drop it on the floor like what I talked about, like slam it through the ground. But after driving Datsun I decided that no, it has to stay in its original condition, as original as possibly can be, because this gives the best characters this vehicle can have, in my opinion. In Poland we have this funny thing, as you can already see. It's registered as a vintage car, as a retro vehicle. So once the car is older than 30 years old and it passed through some other circumstances which need to be approved by some kind of a specialist, you can get those yellow plates. Thanks to them you also have some kind of approval to not pay as high insurance and stuff like that. But it looks cool simply. Since Datsun is still being restored, or whatever I should call it, it's still in the project phase, I decided that cannot wait anymore, and I figured out how to collect the new car, which is this. The engine. It is a cool unit actually, because as for this time, for those times, it's of course on the carburetors, but it has dual overhead cams. So that's kinda modern touch, let's say, but it's not actually that modern. It's cool simply. It's cool. It sounds really cool. It's the name for this engine is 18RGR. So it's a race car, and it's also cool, as you already can see on this side. Actually, cut that. As you can already see on this side, this car has already. I bought it already with the maybe not modified, but not stock headers, exhaust manifold, and on the intake side we have two Solex carburetors, which is cool. But I will tell you about but in a second. maybe not about, but I'll tell you about something else in a second, connected with carburetors and the other stuff with the engine in a second, because as you can see, this doesn't look quite old, this especially, because as I already said, I want to daily drive it, which is a stupid idea, but this thing will help me in the traffic and in the slow speed traffic maneuvers, let's say, which will be a lot probably. The car has already coilovers inside, so it's plays nice, a bit lower on the ground, but not too low. It's like my friend said, it's a performance stage. Yeah, let's say it's a performance stage. It definitely needs some attention in case of a paint job. It's not perfect, but it's also good, because as my friend says, and I definitely approve that, if the car is too pretty, then you feel ashamed to drive it. Not ashamed, you feel bad to drive it actually, because you're not ashamed, you're proud, but you are so proud that you are actually scared to push it a bit. And I don't want to be scared in pushing this thing hard in the corners. Oh. Already in the progress of upgrading the internals of the engine. Also I'll be changing those carburetors for two bigger ones. I will be changing camshafts to squeeze a bit more revs and a bit more noise, pleasurable noise, because I think this engine is for a 4-cylinder 4-banger, it's a cool unit. It's really nice sounding one, and you will probably experience it in a second. Everything here is purely mechanical, you know, changing direction without power steering. You can feel everything what's going on with the wheels, changing gears with manual gearbox first of all, feeling of the clutch, everything like brakes, throttle, carburetors, the noises thanks to them. Everything is different because of that. Vibrations, you know, the whole car vibrates when you accelerate. You can feel if everything is okay or something is wrong with it. I definitely need to adjust those carburetors again. But they sound so cool. Wait a second. Just let me listen to this. It's nothing discovered, you know, during those days really. Those classic cars, they already have them and own them since anyone could remember, and that's excellent. And that's exactly why those retro cars are so good in case of an experience. And from the moment when you started, if you started, that's funny moment also when you put the key into the keyhole and just inhale and hope that the car will start. This is an experience, you know. This is an experience, very emotional experience, I have to say. Just starting the car, the experience of driving the retro car is just something unique in my opinion. And that's why I think no one who actually ever drove by himself a retro vehicle never understood what it's all about. Another cool feature, you have to drive with your window in a low down position because you don't have an aircon. You have to drive like that. The back even wants to overtake us. because once you get into the corner you can feel that the inside wheel starts to spin, so need some LSD. But I cannot wait for some new parts to implement them and have even more fun just by listening to the old school carbureted engine, because this is something you cannot get these days. That's cool, and simply because of that this car is cool. It's not a modern car, but it's something that you can really enjoy in a simply different way. I hope you like it too, and see you in the next one, probably with Twingo, BMW, or even S15. I think that would be the first one to appear actually. The S15 with the new livery on it. So be alerted and wait for the next episode, which will be probably in the next week. Fingers crossed for that. See you guys in the next one, and thank you for watching.